So how many times in the last month you sat in your bedroom or in your studio to make music, and at some point you got stuck and felt like you don't really know what you're doing? Trust me, I've been there. But now, after producing for 10 years and teaching clients for more than 4 years, what I've learned is that there is one thing that always gets me unstuck, and it's stealing from other producers. So if you think that I'm going to steal an idea and use it in my own track, then not quite. I'm going to use a track from Röyksopp for this demonstration and show you how I copy the beat. But at the end of the video, I will flip that beat and show you how you can make it completely your own. So eventually you end up with something that sounds unique and professional. This is actually one of the techniques my clients use to come up with cool ideas, finish tracks, and some of them even release music on their favorite record labels and even play in festivals and clubs across the world. So let's quickly have a listen to this track. So we can clearly hear that the bass has two layers to it. It has the nice clicky layer and it has a sub layer. But first of all, I've started with a kick. I actually made this kick myself, and if you want to learn how to make kicks, then go and watch this video in my channel. So clean punchy kick, and you can get this as well as all the bass preset that I'm using in this track for free in the link below. So the first layer of the bass is just the sub bass. This is my Psytrance bass preset. I just modified it a little bit, so I went to the envelope and made it sound a little bit darker. I've added a filter and added a high pass, so we only get the lower frequencies. I also made this gliding bass, but this time I made it in Vital. So it's a simple sawtooth with some filter automation. You can see the automation right here. And then we have an LFO, which is controlling the pitch. What I do want to show you is how I made the bass layer. So first of all, I wanted to get an interesting tone. So instead of sawtooth, I went to the digital folder and I chose this one. So I shaped envelope 2 like this, so we have that clicky sound, and then I assigned it to filter 1. Adding a little bit of drive to make it fat. You can also play with the wavetable position to change the tone of the sound. I also added another voice, but I moved them so they're a little bit closer together, so they just wrap around the sub bass. Then I added a diffuser filter, changed the stages to 7, 440 Hz, and changing the resonance. What I've noticed from analyzing the Röyksopp track is that all the sounds feel really soft but punchy at the same time. And a diffuser can really help to soften a transient, soften any transient in your track. It makes the sound a little bit more round. Then added one more filter, this time to cut some of the low frequencies. So a few more adjustments for the filters, adding some drive, changing the wavetable position, and refining the envelope. I came up with this. But it doesn't end there. I added a plugin called Fuser, and this will duck the sound when the kick is playing. Then I decided I need to compress just the mid frequencies because they were a little bit muddy. And then I added OTT to make things bright and an EQ to clean the sound a little bit. Then I added a clap, 3 hi-hats, and some shaker loops. Now, next is the exciting part of this video, where I will show you how to make this beat your own. But before I do so, I want to tell you a little bit about my program. So if you struggle with mixing, sound design, arrangements, coming up with ideas, or just struggle to finish tracks, but you want to save years of trial and error trying to figure it all out by yourself, then my program will take you step by step and show you exactly what to do at every step of the process. David is the perfect example because he went from never finishing a track to finishing 6 in 6 months. So after you finish this video, click on the link below to find out about everything you get inside the program. So first of all, you can take this beat, keep it exactly as it is, but put a different chord progression and maybe change the clap and just build your own track on top of it. No one will ever know that you copied the beat from somewhere else. Second, you can just change the velocity of the notes a bit to give it a little bit of a different groove. Or you can just change the rhythm of the notes. Or you can just change the notes, or even change the key of the track. This has a completely different vibe. You can even add or change some elements, like added a different clap here and some snares. This already sounding pretty unique, but my favorite thing to do is go completely crazy and do this. So I started by changing the time signature. Instead of 4/4, I changed it to 3/4 and also changed the bass notes so it has completely different rhythm. Then I decided to add a different clap. But I wanted to make it a bit more interesting, so I added a reversed reverb. Then I took the same clap that we had before and just arranged it in a different pattern. I took another reverse reverb, added it before the clap. And then I took my hi-hats and arranged them in a different pattern. You can see that some of them have a fade to make them feel like a closed hat, where the others are completely open. I also removed some of the layers to play a bit with the rhythm and even change their position. So here are a few takeaways from this video. You usually get stuck because you're probably overcomplicating things. You're trying to invent the wheel and come up with new patterns and new ideas. And that is very confusing when you just started. So to overcome this, you want to start by stealing an idea and then make it your own using the principles we talked about in this video. Remember that creativity is fueled by doing, not sitting around and waiting for inspiration. So as long as you keep moving things around, you will eventually stumble across something you like. But you know how sometimes you have that feeling that you spend loads of time and energy on making music, but most of your projects are stuck halfway through. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact system I've been teaching my clients for the last 4 years that help them finish every track they start. If that video is still not here, it's because I'm still recording it, so go watch whatever video there is here because it is guaranteed to help you with your music production. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.